It's diary time, everybody. Nice to be back with you on How to Play Guitar. Chris Berrow here. It's been a busy few weeks actually. I've been doing a lot of playing. I've been trying out a few new things I thought I'd just let you know about. First thing is, if you play a lot of rock guitar, which I love doing, sometimes it's interesting to just turn off the distortion, turn off all the kind of crazy effects and all the extra stuff that you have on, and just see how you're actually sounding in a kind of low-level, chilled way. Now, I know that's not what it's all about normally, but if you put yourself on the neck pickup, for example, and just take off everything and just listen to the sound. You might realise that you're making a few, not mistakes, but a few sort of things in your sound that you don't particularly want. Like I've noticed I'm sometimes dragging some of the bottom strings and you can kind of hear them ringing out. So if I'm playing chords like this, it's like that, there, I'm accidentally ringing this bottom E string. You can even hear it now still playing, very low level. So it's important to try and remember to mute your lower strings with your right hand, hover it over those strings, and anything you're not playing, your right hand can catch. And then when you're playing the bends with your left hand, for example, make sure you're using your fingers to help them muting the lower strings like this. And also the upper string should be muted by the fatter part of your finger. So if you're playing this G note here, these strings should be muted by your finger. And then the lower strings, if you make a mistake, should be caught by the right hand of your right palm. By the palm of your right hand, I should say. The goal is to just hit the notes that you're aiming for, obviously. Sometimes you can do it on purpose. There's certain bends that I like to do where you're intentionally catching noise. It can sound very effective, particularly with distortion on. But it's just nice to kind of occasionally pick a couple of tracks that don't have distortion. Some of my favourite, I mean, I'm always on about slash tracks, but there's one called Gotten, which is very good for kind of practicing. Which is very useful for checking in and just seeing how you're doing with your left and right hand combinations of muting those strings. And also, sometimes it's fun just to play mega riffs with no distortion on, like Sweet Child of Mine, for example. Again, absolute classic, but it's interesting when you play it with everything switched off. See, even again, a couple of times there, this string on the D was ringing when it shouldn't have been. So that makes me think, right, I need to practice now, use my right hand better to mute, and I'd try again. So that might just improve my playing when I turn it on full whack. I'm going to move this pedal board soon. I bought a dinner tray so that I could move it around without the cables going everywhere. I'll show you a picture of that actually, it's really funny. But now when I'm playing it with everything switched on, it might just sound a bit better. Secret chord, that's for the future. I'll do a video about Sweet Child of Mine one day, but this chord here. it's so tempting to put on all the time. I'll just turn it off though, because that's my practice this week, is just kind of taking things down a notch actually, to make sure that they just are under control. And sometimes I think that's just really important to do. I've seen a lot of videos online as well about warming up before you play. I don't think you should bother to warm up at all before you play guitar. I think that one of the greatest things about this instrument, having played classical violin for 30 years of my life and guitar for, let's say, 15 years, you don't need to warm up. You should just be able to pick it up, enjoy yourself and have fun. You're going to get better much quicker if you don't spend ages doing spider exercise. I've seen this one online where people are going... What's the point in that? You don't need to do that. It's not fun, it doesn't sound good. If you're going to practice scales and things like that, do it in the context of a piece of music. You know, find a YouTube teacher. Well, I'm going to do this in the future, but you know, songs are based around these scales. That's a much better and more fun way of practicing than just sitting there going... Please just don't. You'll never continue. And the other trend seems to be, you know, guitar hacks. You can learn to play guitar in just 5 minutes. It's like, you can't learn to play guitar in 5 minutes. You can learn some tricks, but you've got to stick at it for a while. So that's why little and often is so much better than an hour a week or you know, an hour every third day. 5 minutes a day I think is much better. But pick a piece of music that you want to learn, hopefully some of the ones that we've covered on the channel so far. But if you've got any particular songs that you want me to teach you, I'm very, very happy to just do some of your suggestions. Just put them in the comments there. Like if you really want to learn how to play Sweet Child of Mine, this is how I started playing guitar, and I just was desperate to learn how to play that riff. I just sat there and practiced it every day, looking at YouTube videos until I eventually managed to work out how it's done. And it's not how you think it's done, because it's mostly all up picks, which you wouldn't suspect. But yeah, it goes wrong, and you practice and you improve, and then you get better. I just think that why would you ever sit there and practice? It's just not a realistic thing to do. So that's my little tips for this week. I hope you're enjoying some of the videos we've done. We did the Kinks, we did Nirvana. I'm planning on doing a super easy one on Hosier, Take Me to Church, because it's very simple. And it's nice to have beginner level stuff. It's literally like this speed. Obviously there's a bit more distortion on there, but this week I'm not using it too much. So we've got that. Did Rolling Stones, of course, and Satisfaction, which was awesome. Which doesn't sound as epic without the without the distortion on. But that was one of the pieces that gave me the idea, actually, because after you've done the riff, you get this kind of chilled section. Anyway, you get the idea. There's a lot of different things to practice, and I hope you're still kind of getting a little bit of inspiration from the channel here. Do check out some of the shorts that I've been doing as well, and I'm trying to work out how to stream at the moment with varying degrees of success. So there'll be a stream, live practices and all that coming soon as well. But thanks for watching this little diary update number 3, I think it is now, and I'll see you in the next video.